Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Today we are going to focus on the euro dollar. Once again, I think we've talked about it a couple of times this week, but it's because there keeps being some interesting setups and some good things worth looking at. Let's just quickly look at the U.S. markets. You can see that it's been a pretty flat, boring day. The Dow and S&P did end in a little bit of profit, but not by too much. Just up a little tiny bit. Oil and gold, not moving around a whole bunch. Today we had all kinds of announcements. The UK moved around quite a bit with or the pound moved around quite a bit with all that UK news. What we did see though today that was definitely of interest was Bernanke's testimony, which he speaks again tomorrow. As if we haven't had enough Bernanke, he will be speaking again tomorrow. So expect a little bit of volatility out of that, along with unemployment claims out of the U.S. Okay, so let's get right down to this euro dollar and what it's been up to. You can see that my trend line, so we've got this nice little trend line on the 1 hour chart. This goes from the low, which was all the way back at about 127.50, and then we had the news when Bernanke spoke last week, and everything ran up and went crazy, and then it's all just consolidated for an entire week. So this was the high of last Wednesday. And now here's the high of this Wednesday, which is double topped with the high of Tuesday. So we have this nice little double top here. But the important thing is that both of these little double top points have stayed below the high of the Fed news. So it's very significant when we have highs and lows from a Fed announcement, from any central bank type of announcements. When those highs and lows hold, they become very significant. And this high has held very, very well. This is 132.05, and it's held for more than a week, and we've been up around this area, kind of creeping around, but unable to break above that. 131.75 has also been an important level. We saw a nice little reversal right here, and then we've tested that once again, a couple of times. So remember, our 61.8% fib is around 131.65 area. So there's a lot of resistance up here, and then once again that high from all that Fed mumbo jumbo. We have a great little reversal candle right here. This double top on the 4 hour chart, you can see, is created by a nice little pin bar. We get a new high of the last several candles with a negative close, big negative close, big long wick at the top. And then we have a nice inverted hammer right here as well. Long wick, little body at the bottom. So these are all these candles are all looking pretty bearish. It looks like we're going to start to see a little bit of that push back down, a little bit of that move back into those lower areas, because as we go back to this 1 hour chart for just a moment, you can see that we've already broken this level. We're back up above, but we're staying below the trend line, and we're easily staying below this double top right here. So the two things that I'm going to be looking for, number one, is an opportunity to short against 132.05. So a stop would need to be, somewhere around 130, 132.10 maybe. And then just look for an opportunity to enter anywhere here. You can enter below this 131.75 and have maybe a little more risk, like a 131.50 entry, and be risking 50 to 60 pips on your stop. You can see if you can get all the way up to 131.75. You can see if it breaks 131.75 and try to get short up in there. But the goal is at this point at least to enter short against 132.05 with some profit targets back down at the weekly lows at least, which is 129, about 129.95. So there should be, say you get in at 131.50, there's a nice 150 pip run down there, so that should be a really good little move. One other possibility is shorting against this double top, this 131.75, and getting in a little bit closer to that and tightening those stops up. If that's your style of trading, that's not a bad option either. So all of that is looking pretty good. That 4 hour chart's definitely looking in our favor, and we're just looking for that break back down. Remember, we're in summer, and this is where things are choppy and sideways and crazy, and a lot of stuff happens there. So ultimately, we're just looking to get short against 132.05, and however you do that, it's up to you. But I've laid out a couple of possibilities that I think will work out pretty well, and we should be able to get a nice little run out of this euro dollar. So that's what we'll be looking for. Best of luck. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at DayTradersFX. Thanks for watching, guys.